Hello lovelies, I am a little bit late with this because I had a lovely weekend with my family in the West Country, and my husband and I went down to visit for my mum's 71st birthday. So I wasn't able to film this because we went straight from work on Friday. But yeah, so I've actually got quite a lot and I'm just going to get on with it. So I wore this again. You might be able to hear me taking it out of the box because I'm definitely not keeping this. I did say I'd try it again, but as I said, I just can't get along with lotiony perfumes. This is Women's Secret Eau My Secret. Beautiful. I love this bottle. I think it's so cool. Again, like I would have taken off the bow because I think it looks nicer without it, but I really, really like this bottle. It's a super pretty perfume, so I did try wearing it again. I can't really smell it on the paper anymore, so let me just sniff it from the lid. It's very nice. It's just when it dries down, smells too much like a very sweet body lotion to me. Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely lovely. If you don't have any issues the way that I do, because I am such a fusspot, with perfumes that have that kind of, it smells like you've just put on a lovely creamy body lotion and then maybe spritzed something really sweet, and in this case kind of heliotropy, almondy, that, you know, that kind of scent, then I highly recommend this because I think it's so pretty. You do need to spray quite a lot on. It's not massively strong. It doesn't like last forever or anything, but I think it's lovely. It's supposed to smell a lot like Manifesto by Yves Saint Laurent, but I don't really know that perfume well enough to comment. Okay, so in the top we've got Italian mandarin, pear, lemon, grapefruit and blackberry, and you definitely get a bit of lovely fruitiness when you first spray this. And then in the middle you get almond, jasmine, orange blossom, rose and white cedar extract. And that's probably where this is coming from. There isn't actually heliotrope in this, but there's jasmine and orange blossom and almond. And those are things that can go quite soapy to me. The almond makes it kind of creamy, but that orange, I always find orange blossom really soapy. But something about this composition, it's more lotiony or like a hair conditioner or something. Then we've got base notes of vanilla, praline, musk, sandalwood and hawthorn. It's an absolute bargain. I think it's a very nice perfume. I definitely would recommend it because I think it's actually a very easy wear. Like I said, if you have no issue with things that smell a bit lotiony. I think I got it for like 12 quid from eBay or something, which is mad. But it's just so pretty. But yeah, not for me, sadly. So while I was at home, I mean, it was my signature scent for a while before I was doing YouTube, and now I just have, oh, well, I've got loads of bottles of it because I do love it. But I have a little miniature bottle at my mum and dad. So this is Boom, green tea and cherry blossom, excuse me, from Jeanne Arthes. This is discontinued, sadly, but you still can get it. I know in the UK you can get it on eBay, and I actually just saw that perfumeclick.co.uk have a bottle of this for like £11, and honestly, I absolutely love this perfume. It is fruity, it's light, it's kind of transparent the way that tea perfumes tend to be, but it's got beautiful rose and beautiful cherry blossom. I love it. I absolutely love it. I can wear it any time of year. It always smells good, and it smells very, very similar to green tea pomegranate from Elizabeth Arden, except that it doesn't have the shampooy quality that perfume has, and that's why I like this one and I didn't like that one so much. They are extremely similar, but yeah, I don't like a shampooy perfume any more than I like a lotiony perfume. So the notes in this are tea, lemon and pear, and you can smell all of those notes. Middle notes, cherry blossom, blackcurrant and rose. Again, you can smell all of those. Base notes, peach and musk. The peach in here is not syrupy, it's not sickly, it's very watery, fresh, like a peached iced tea, that kind of thing. It's just, lush. So I had that on in the morning because I do like to spritz on something fresh in the morning, and we might as well stick with that theme, because the other thing I had at my mum and dad's that I've brought home with me now because I missed it too much, I couldn't bear to leave it there. Oh my goodness, so delicious. This is Aqua Colonia from, it's Starfruit and White Flowers from 4711 Aqua Colonia. I'm going to have to reorganise these because I've got a round one to put up there. So how about, I'm going to put that into the corner. Yeah, let's do it like that. It doesn't give you any extra notes. You can't find out anything else that's in this, but it does have a slightly exotic smelling fruity smell from that Starfruit, and a beautiful spring blossom smell from that white flowers. I'd say I think it smells like Philadelphia, so I think it smells like mock orange flower bushes, which we have loads of here in London as soon as spring hits. And I walk down the different streets to get to my street, and I just walk past these bushes of these tiny white flowers, and it smells like heaven. And that's the kind of vibe I get from this perfume. But I'd say there's probably some kind of jasmine in there, but nothing that bothers me too much. There's definitely something blossomy in here. It reminds me a little bit of a non-musky, so much more kind of watery, fresher version of my Guess Dare perfume. And that one is like kumquat, and I think it's got cactus flower and is it pear blossom or something like that. So it's got all these kind of blossomy white flowers in that one as well. And it's a very similar kind of perfume, which is why I left it at my mum and dad's. But then I just couldn't bear to be without it. When I did my Aqua Colonia big range review, I just was like, oh, I miss it. I'm going to have to bring it back. So yeah, it's back with me because it's where it belongs. Oh, yes. So the other thing I said I was going to wear last week, I'm just going to find the notes for this lovely perfume. So I said I'd try this one out because I wore Untold Absolute, let's put it that way, by Elizabeth Arden, and this is Untold Luxe. And as I said, if you saw my video of the actual collection, they Luxe and Absolute, it's hard to describe because they have very different notes. But if I could say, if you imagine the way that there are loads of perfumes that smell like Baccarat Rouge, and you can tell the difference. You can tell that like Cloud has coconut in it, right? For instance. But it still has the profile of something that smells like Baccarat Rouge. Like it's kind of a recognisable profile, but there are different notes. And you can sense the different notes. And I'd say that Untold Absolute and Untold Luxe are very similar in that respect. So the notes for Untold Luxe, this one, top notes are pink pepper and rose petals. Middle notes are white chocolate, cinnamon, orange blossom and jasmine. Base notes are bourbon, vanilla, benzoin, sandalwood and labdanum. It has exactly the same profile as Absolute. But Absolute is... It's got plum in it, so you get more of a fruity vibe that kind of stays throughout the wear, but very gently. And rather than the white chocolate, there is vanilla Absolute and tonka bean. So this one is like a kind of, I can recognise there's pink pepper all the way through, and it has a very creamy white chocolate dry down, but they both share the labdanum, benzoin, sandalwood, the jasmine, the orange blossom, that floral vibe. This one has cinnamon and the other doesn't, but because the benzoin always feels a bit gingerbready to me, they're very similar. It just so happens that for me, I prefer the fruitiness that I get from the Absolute to the kind of warm peppery smell that I get from this one. So I won't keep this one because I don't really need like 150 mils of any perfume. But this is lovely. I did really enjoy wearing it. It's just that I didn't like it better than the one I've got a massive bottle of. And because they're all discontinued, but this one's actually hard to find. So I will pass this one on. But I mean, I already can't wait to wear Absolute again because I really loved that when I wore that a couple of weeks ago. Where are we at? Let's do this big guy. This is still in its box because I keep meaning to decant it and then pass some of it on because this is 120 ml of this beast. This is Pistachio Ice Cream by Demeter. This, I mean, I've worn this maybe like 4 or 5 times. I haven't made a huge dent because it is so sweet. I don't need much. And this lasts ages on clothes. It lasts for maybe like 4 hours on my skin. Like easily, I can still tell I'm wearing it. But if I put it on like clothing, it lasts for absolutely ages. There is a child screaming their head off. I'm actually filming this on Monday and I'm pretty sure like everyone's coming to collect their kids from the little play group that's across my road. So one of them's having an absolute meltdown. Sorry if you can hear it. I love this. I can't get on with Kayali Young Pistachio because I find it sickly, headache inducing. It's way too sweet for me. And The dry down reminds me of Britney Spears' Fantasy. I find it super synthetic. And I know people love that one, but it smells awful on me. It just does not suit me. It's definitely better on paper to my nose than it is on my skin. So I think it's partially that it's just not really my kind of vibe. And it's also partially that it just doesn't smell good on my skin. Whereas pistachio ice cream does smell nice on my skin. It's very sweet again. It also is slightly synthetic. It doesn't smell real, you know, but it also, as all Demeters seem to have, it has like a kind of a slight plasticky burnt rubbery smell. You spray it, you get like a big waft of whatever it is, and you know it's quite synthetic. Then you get this weird kind of couple of, not even a minute really, where it smells a bit burnt rubbery, which is quite strange. Then you get the what it's going to stay as. I don't seem to be able to speak today. I don't know what's going on. And this one, it starts off very clearly as a kind of, if you can imagine, a cheap pistachio ice cream, like a straightforward, not a fancy pistachio ice cream. And it dries down, and then I think it smells a bit like marzipan to me. Like, it really does smell like, and not Play-Doh, like actual yummy sweet marzipan, which makes me very happy because it kind of, this perfume sits in as both my pistachio perfume and my marzipan perfume. So I don't really need anything else to try and get those notes, you know. You can tell it's getting colder. I've got like a heat mark from my hand. I just really like this one. I think it's really nice, and it's like, I don't know, 20 quid or something for a bottle. I just think this is a great one if you like pistachio. I think it's a great one if you like sweet perfumes. If you like to spritz something on in the evening, I think it would be great to wear to bed. I just think it's lovely. They don't give you many notes for that. What else do I have? Okay, we're getting down to the nitty gritty. I might actually put this one up here because it's still quite big. I just couldn't wait to wear this again. You can't really smell it from the sprayer. It doesn't have a lid, you know, so it kind of dries out and you can't really smell it. But this is Valentino Donna Aqua. I still haven't really found anything that smells like this, unfortunately. Although I think the other pear perfume, although very sadly I can't wear it, the other pear perfume that I really, really love, there's two actually. There's one I can wear. Two of them give me like a slight feeling of the joy that this one gives me in terms of like a very sweet pear perfume. One is God is a Woman by Ariana Grande. Yes, when you first spray it, it smells pretty synthetic. And for me, I can't wear it because it has that Veramos tar smell in the dry down that just is what lasts on my skin. But if you can't smell that one, it's pear and ambrette, and it is so pretty. It's just absolutely glorious. It's got a beautiful level of sweetness. It's got a lovely pear note. The ambrette is just sweet and cozy. So rather than the almond that you get in Donna Aqua, it's like an ambrette. And then of course Burberry Brit, the EDP. So the EDP has a very similar warm, creamy, yummy almond that's in here. And then it's got that gorgeous pear note, but it also has citrus and it has woods. This doesn't have a citrusy vibe and it doesn't have a woody vibe. But what I said when I reviewed this on Fragrantica is that I feel like this perfume is kind of like a warmer weather feel of Burberry Brit, and Burberry Brit is like a kind of autumn winter version. So it's got like that woody vibe that sticks around. It's way stronger, it lasts for way longer, but I can't wear that one in warm weather because it is way too intense for me in warm weather. Whereas Donna Aqua I really liked in warm weather. I thought it was beautiful. I wore this one on Friday because I knew I was going home. It's quite a light perfume, quite inoffensive. It doesn't last for a really long time, and my mum is very fussy about perfume, so I didn't want to kind of overpower her with any of the perfumes that I was wearing while I was at home. So that one was a good one, and what I'll do is I'll read you the notes from Fragrantica, but then I'm also going to tell you what it actually says on the carded sample of this, because I do think that the carded sample is kind of very helpful to understand how it smells properly. So Fragrantica, they have top notes of almond and pear, middle notes of frangipani and jasmine, base notes of sandalwood and hawthorn. But on the carded sample it says green almond, frosted pear, frangipani rose and roasted tonka bean. And I feel like, yes, the pear in this does smell frosted. It smells sugary and beautiful. The frangipani is stunning, but there's also something rosy going on there. And the roasted tonka bean, I think, really helps the almond just be so creamy and sweet without it going like super vanillic, you know, because there's not like a vanilla undertone here, but it's very, very sweet. I love it. I love it. I can't believe out of all of the Donna Valentino perfumes I've smelt that this is the one that doesn't exist anymore. It seems really strange because I've never smelt anything quite like it. But anyway, right, what else have we got? We've got smaller ones now. So, okay, let's do this. This is last weekend. When I filmed my last one, I said I was wearing Far. But in the morning, this is just a little tiny, look, it's a fake Byredo bottle. You get these from, what's it called? Jeanne. And this is basically Philosophy Lemon Custard, as you can see. This is just a little body spray. As I said, I gave the big one away and I just kept this little decant. So I had this on first thing in the morning. You don't get any information about this, but it does smell like a lemon custard. That's just what it smells like. So if I just put that on there, but in the, but for the rest of the, oh my God, I just smelt it again and I just thought, I can't wait to wear this again. This is Far from Ånd Fragrances, Simon Constantine, his perfumes. As I said, I've just set myself up for their subscription service. So I've asked for sand next. I literally just got Frank, and at some point I will make a little video to show you the box that came in with the little samples. I also have a sample of their new perfume. But Far is lemon cheesecake. It's a delicious gourmand, entirely gourmand lemon cheesecake. It's absolutely scrumptious. The top notes are kaffir, lime and yuzu. The middle notes are mandarin orange and labdanum, and the base notes are biscuit. It's sweet in the dry down, but it's got a real tart, lemony citrus smell. Obviously, it's kaffir, lime and yuzu, but it smells like my mum's key lime pie. It smells like the no-bake key lime pie that you make with cream cheese and condensed milk and a bit, a digestive base. And the thing that really makes this so magical as well is you can tell that it's got the kind of lime oil and the lemon oil, the yuzu oil, and a little bit of the skin, a little bit, like you grate the rind in to go into the cheesecake. Oh, I cannot express my love for this enough. I think it is so scrummy. I have 2 lemon perfumes that I adore. This one for my really gourmand one, and my Aqua Colonia lemon and ginger. Absolutely scrumptious, both of them. Lovely. This is also really nice, but it's because it's like a body spray. It's just a nice one for the morning. It's nothing too over the top. So let's see. Size wise, let's go for. Oh my goodness, I have been really looking forward to wearing this perfume because this is way too strong for me to wear any time other than cold weather. And this is a musky, soapy bomb of a perfume. And do you know what? It kind of gives me vibes of Amethyst. It's not because they smell the same, they don't at all, they're really different. But Versace Crystal Noir, and this is the current EDP, or at least the most recent EDP. I don't know that you can get the Eau de Parfum anymore. I think this is from 2021 when I checked the batch code. I also had the EDT for a while, but I found it a bit more screechy. I found this one had a nicer, sweeter dry down. But the dry downs were so similar. But I also, to be honest, I had a bigger bottle of the EDT and I just like this bottle better. I don't like the bigger bottles of these. I think they look silly because the lids are so huge. So Versace Crystal Noir, I had the same reaction to it that I did when I first got Amethyst, which I was like, why is everyone saying this is so sexy? It literally smells like a bar soap. This smells like a bar soap, but it smells like a dark and deep bar soap. It kind of reminded me of a fig bar soap that I used to have from Lush. And in fact, I think I had that soap when I first got these. So I would wash my hands with that soap and I'd smell it and I'd be like, this kind of gives me that vibe. But this one has quite a nice vanillic dry down. Now, famously, everyone argues about the Crystal Noir notes because Versace are like super weird about it, and I'm pretty sure that I have a carded sample of the EDT. So I know what the EDT says. The EDT says top notes blackcurrant, fig, violet, black fig and violet, I should say. Heart of tuberose, frangipani and jasmine, dry down sandalwood, cashmere, vanilla pod and heliotrope pine, right? So that's what the EDT used to say. It doesn't say that anymore on Fragrantica. It doesn't say that anymore on the Versace site. But the actual printed carded sample from Versace, that's the notes from it. Now, if you look on Fragrantica, they're pretty much exactly the same notes for the EDT and the EDP. And the EDP says top notes of pepper, ginger and cardamom, middle notes of coconut, gardenia, orange blossom and peony, base notes of sandalwood, musk and amber. I don't know what this smells like, or I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, like I said, if there is actually fig in this. I get a little bit of coconutty vibe. I get a little bit of like almost like, again, it sounds gross, but like a coconut yogurt kind of smell. Because there is definitely a sourness in this. Definitely. It's spicy, but it's sweet. It does smell dark. It definitely, I feel like there is fig in this. I really do feel like there's fig, but again, who knows? I feel very put together and ladylike when I wear this, and that's exactly how I feel when I wear Amethyst. It's exactly that same vibe that I feel grown up. I feel like I smell good and clean, but I feel like I smell professional, and I guess there is something sexy about that. I do think it's a bit of a boss lady smell, and I think Amethyst is a bit of a boss lady smell. I think they're just both probably considered sexy because of that. I tend to think of sexy things as, being like a bit of a darker smell, but I think it's the musk. I think it's just the soapy musk in here. And as I've said before, my husband really likes fruity, soapy musk, like bar soapy musk. So, and he's told me I smell sexy in both this and Amethyst. So I don't know, maybe it's a man thing. I don't know. Oh yes, I wore this again because I love it. And I'm waiting for Christmas so I can have the thing this is duping, which is Montguerlain. My husband's got me Montguerlain for Christmas. I'm very excited about it because I wouldn't normally spend that much money on that perfume because you can get things that smell like it, but it is different. So Guess Seductive Noir, I think it's more vanillic and less tonka. There isn't licorice in this, so you don't get that same licorice vibe. I find this to be fruitier. It also has sage rather than lavender, but the overall profile, it's like I was saying about this. The profile of this, you can tell it's not Montguerlain, but at the same time, you can tell it smells very much like it. They're like definitely related, you know. Where are the notes for this baby? Oh, the lovely notes for this lovely one. I think I've got it. Yes. Top notes sage, bergamot and peony. Middle notes of iris, jasmine, sambac, lily of the valley. Base notes vanilla, Haitian vetiver and velvet. I mean, I don't know that it smells particularly like any of those notes, really. It's definitely got a slight sagey vibe, but it just smells a bit like Montguerlain. But it's light, it's pretty, it's sweet, it's cozy, it's really, really easy to wear. I've got this tiny little, I think it's 15ml. And yeah, I mean, there is a part of my brain saying if I finish this tiny one, and plus it's so easy to wear to work because look at the size of it. I just chuck it in my bag. It's perfect. But if I get through it, I might be tempted to buy another bottle. I'll wait and see until I've got the Montguerlain to see whether I feel like I actually need this when I have that and whether I think they're different enough, if you see what I mean. What else do I have? Oh, I've only got one left. So let's see. How can I spread these out to make things look lovely? I did actually make space here, but then I totally sort of forgot about doing that. Let's put that there. Oh gosh, I love Far. I love it so much. Oh, so good. I got this one and I just literally saw it on Vinted for a £5. This is Fresh Cream Soft Suede. Now, I've never seen Fresh Cream Warm Cashmere in the UK. I don't think you can get it here. To be fair, you can't get any of the fresh cream ones. I've actually, you'll see it at some point. I bought the actual perfume because I wanted to see if it was noticeably much stronger than the body spray. And you can get them from Fragrance X. And I think it was like £40. So it's quite a lot of money for me, but I've actually completely fallen in love with the fresh cream range. So I was happy to invest in that. This is just, again, I think a 15ml of the fresh cream soft suede. Let me have a sniff. So this was really interesting because firstly, oh, look how cute. It's such a cute bottle. It's so cute. Fresh cream soft suede. Now, I am not necessarily mad for leathery notes and suede notes and that kind of thing. But at the same time, I kind of figured it might be really interesting with that fresh cream profile because I love the milky, super sweet creaminess that's going on in that perfume. But what I will say about it is this. Fresh cream from Philosophy, I think, smells a bit like breast milk. And I think other people perceive that as being a weird sour smell. Whereas to me, it's just creamy, sweet, but it smells a bit like skin at the same time. But a lot of people think that that perfume smells like baby spew, which is gross, right? Now, because I'm so fussy, I know that I'm really sensitive to what people are wearing, and there are certain things that I just think are gross. I don't particularly like smelling people with perfumes that I think smell, really animalic or have that like tar note in, or, there's just certain things that I can't get along with. So I don't want to wear fresh cream necessarily out of the house. That for me is like a comfort perfume now. I really think it's beautiful and I like wearing it in my home. I wouldn't wear it to work because I think people might think it's a bit weird. So what I thought was that soft suede will probably be a slightly more perfumey smell, and it absolutely is. The notes in this one are listed as vanilla, suede, whipped cream, caramel, whiskey, amber and musk. When I first sprayed this, I put it on a bit of paper and I was like, nope, the vanilla in here is way too strong and it's going to be too sickly for me. It's that kind of buttery vanilla I can't get on with, and I can't really get a huge amount of the fresh cream scent. And then it's got this kind of smoky whiskey and suede smell going on. And I was like, yeah, I think the caramel in this is a bit too buttery for me when mixed with that much vanilla, because there is more vanilla in this than there is cream, I think fresh cream, the original, it's way creamier. The vanilla kind of isn't very high in that mix, and it's not like massively floral or anything. It smells almost quite simple, even though I've never smelled anything quite like it, if you know what I mean. This one's definitely more perfumey, there's more going on, and the vanilla was really high. But the butteriness, I thought, no. But I was like, I'm just going to try it on my skin. It's only a tiny bottle. It only cost me like a £5 plus like a couple of quid postage because it's so small. And I really liked it on my skin. I got more of that fresh cream smell when it was on my skin, but it was very much tempered by the whiskey and the suede, and none of that. Again, like maybe suede is more approachable to me when it's not super floral or when it's not like fruity. I don't think I have a lot of perfumes with suede in. I've got a little miniature of Cerruti. Image, it's called Image for Women. That one has a leather note that I think smells suedey, but that one is like a citrusy, summery, woody perfume. There's something sexy about this because it is a bit smoky. It does smell like sweet vanilla-y skin of a woman wearing a suede jacket and drinking some whiskey. I mean, it's like a biker chick kind of smell, but in a sweet, clean way as well. Yeah, I mean, I actually kind of like that. I'm keeping that one. I wore it to work and I really enjoyed it. It doesn't last a huge amount of time, but it's probably lasts longer than the original fresh cream. I really wish I could get hold of the cashmere version. I just really want to know what that smells like. I think that might be the most popular from the range, but you cannot get it in the UK. I've never even seen a miniature of that one. I've seen miniatures of fresh cream. I've seen like sets with the original fresh cream, and I've seen this one soft suede, but only these small bottles. I've seen quite a few of these in the past, like on eBay or all over the place. But like I said, I got this one on Vinted. But yeah, I've never seen the cashmere version. If any of my viewers who are in the UK got the cashmere version, tell me what you think about it. I'm just really interested. So I think I'm just checking all my stuff. I think that's everything this week. I've got a few awesome things to talk to you about next week. I'm just going to give you a sneaky peek of the fact that I just bought a patchouli perfume, and I don't like patchouli. But something happened to me, or either that or this, the thing I got is just some kind of magical potion. But yeah, I've been wearing a patchouli perfume. So yeah, you'll see. At the weekend I wore a patchouli perfume, and I'll talk to you about it next week. But I don't think there's anything here that I didn't absolutely love wearing, except for this. That's the one that I'll get rid of. But again, it's so beautiful. Now, if you like my videos, please do consider subscribing. It really, really helps me out. It's the most helpful thing you can do for anyone who makes videos on YouTube. I also am putting up... I literally just did a little last minute declutter video because I have a box full of stuff that I need to sell, and I need that box back because I need to move some stuff around in the house before Christmas, preferably. So I did a really quick handheld one, and I hope it doesn't make everyone nauseous because it's quite difficult to hold an iPad with one hand and film at the same time. But that's coming up on Wednesday, I think, because I wanted you guys to be able to see it. So anyone in the UK, if you want to keep an eye out for what I've got popping up on eBay, then you know that I'll slowly but surely in the next few weeks be putting that stuff up. So I hope everyone had a lovely, lovely, lovely weekend and a lovely week. I forgot to tell you what the weather's been like, but it's been, I don't know, kind of rubbish. Quite cold, as you can probably tell from some of these perfumes. It's been quite rainy. Today's insanely windy, but it's Monday, so you'll hear about this week when I record the one next week. Tell me what you've been wearing. Tell me if you've got any of these, and thank you so much for listening to me ramble on about perfumes. Bye, guys.